What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Right here, we have no other than AC Fitz. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend. How are you, brother?
Good.
Thank you so much for having me, man. This is amazing.
We go like way back. Of course, seen you from like CCW days, and before that, you also have a little history with Fury as well. We're gonna get right into that as well. And you have a lot of stuff going on.
I like to think I'm a little busy.
Yeah,
I try, but not as busy as you.
No, but busy.
I can't keep up with you.
No, busy's always good.
I try. Well, you set the bar high, Johnny.
I love it. Thank you so much. Now, let the people know exactly who is AC Fitz if they don't know.
Man, AC Fitz, that's kind of a loaded question. Getting into character, I am the peak personal trainer. I've been wrestling for about 3 years now. My shoot job, I guess, I'm an actual personal trainer, so that's kind of where the gimmick comes in. I was always taught some of my favorite characters even are kind of loosely based upon real life, like Stone Cold and things like that. Everyone wanted to punch their boss, stuff like that. So I kind of just took my real life job and threw that into the ring and kind of just went along for the ride, really. So yeah, personal trainer, trying to be a wrestler, I guess. You know, it's hard, but you know, we're trying, brother. We're trying hard.
Exactly. That doesn't hurt to try. Exactly. Now, what got you into wrestling?
Like as a performer, or just a fan?
Or just in general, like a performer, a fan. Like, what was the it? Like, oh, I want to do wrestling.
My first ever wrestling experience, my father took me to a WWF show in Oshawa. It was just like a house show or something, but I was like 7 or 8, a small young AC Fitz. My father took me, like I said, and the two people I remember, I think it was just partially because I was very young, is the Brooklyn Brawler and Hercules.
Wow.
And for some reason, just because I was very small, and for those who know the size of Hercules, it's a big boy. So I was just enamored by just the size and the pageantry of it all. And then I don't know why I remember the Brooklyn Brawler. It's a very skewed character to remember, but I do. And that was just it. And that was I'm in, and just a lifelong fan, as most of us are. I think we're similar in age. I won't doctor your age, but I think there was a time when wrestling wasn't cool anymore, so we had to like hide being a fan. Like we couldn't tell the girls like you like wrestling. Oh, you can't do that. But I think we're really lucky now. It's kind of come back, and we have a plethora of cool stuff to watch. And there's deathmatch, there's hardcore, there's strong style, there's our North American, Japan. Like it's endless.
There's all kinds of, exactly.
We're spoiled.
Who were your favorites growing up? Now, wrestlers.
My favorite. Oh man. It's kind of changed as now a performer again. I've watching tapes, so I've kind of gone back into the archives. But as pre-performer, I would say my top 5. I'm gonna do this in no particular order because I don't want to feel like an idiot.
Well, we got to get your Mount Rushmore after this, so.
Oh, okay. So what?
No, just give me. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you got to give me your favorites right now. But save whatever you're gonna do.
My favorite. Okay, so we'll do. Yeah. So favorites right now, I would say a big MJF fan. I love that character. On a local scene, I'm a big character guy. So for me, if you have a character and you're kind of getting it over, so for me, a Bruce Thunderstein. Wow. I love that character. It's just a sleazy salesman, and I don't know why, but Bruce just does that so well. So I'm going to put Bruce in there. Who else are we going to go with? Put me on the spot. Oh, boy. We'll go back to the WWE right now. I like Trick Williams.
Oh, Trick's
big on Trick.
Main roster guy now.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
Deserves it.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
Who else are we going to put in there? I'm on the spot now. Now I'm panicking. Let's go back. We're going to go Jax Williams on a local tip. Because we were just in class last night, so Jax, how you doing, buddy?
Everybody's talking about it. Even yesterday too as well. I had Blake Murphy here at Sportsnet. Mm-hmm. He does a little stuff, I guess, with Smash or whatever. He's like one of the commentators. But he does with Sportsnet, with like NBA, TV, all that stuff. He actually mentioned Jax Williams as well.
Jax
wow.
He's on the way up, man. If you don't know who he is, you will soon. That's for sure. Jack Cartwheel. I almost forgot about that. He's just a cool dude. Met him a couple times at Demand Lucha. We just kind of got to. I was about to swear. We just got to talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. We were going to shoot the shit, and he's just a cool, down-to-earth guy. We just got to talking fitness and stuff like that, so he's cool, too. Is that, what am I at, 4? No, one more?
One more.
Oh, boy. In a weird way, I'm going to say myself, just simply because I like what I've got going, and that sounds very conceited, I know that, but it is what it is. Because again, as a performer, we put a lot into our craft. So if you don't think you're one of the best, I do believe, whether that's hip-hop too, or anything, if you don't think you're one of the best, why are you doing it? Like, I assume for yourself, you want to be the best in your field, right? So you want to have the best podcast, the best guests, and all of that, right? So, yeah.
You have to be confident, yeah, for sure. You have to think that you're the best, 100%.
100%. I'm gonna put myself on the list.
Wait, for sure. Now, exactly. Now, would you consider yourself a heel or a baby face? So, what do you actually like portraying more? Because I see sometimes you're a baby face, you're a heel. You're a lot of things.
For me, if I had my way, which again, as a performer, we don't. I show up, get told what to do, essentially, right? So, for me personally, I love being a heel. That's me in my wheelhouse. If you know me outside of the ring, I actually am a very soft-spoken, polite person. But for whatever reason, when I get out there in front of a live crowd, I just become an absolute asshole. And I'm good at it. So for me, as a heel, I find, and again, as my age, I don't really, my style of wrestling, I wouldn't consider it like strong style or like a luchador or anything. I'm not doing any of that. Just not what I do. So I kind of had to find a way to make my character get over and get a reaction out of the crowd, get a pop. So I realized I'm good with my mouth. And it doesn't hurt to talk, as opposed to getting thrown in the ring, right? So I kind of learned what worked for me, getting a reaction. So it's just kind of going out, doing live shows and saying something. If it gets a reaction, I try it again. If they don't understand it, I kind of go, oh, all right. On to the next, right?
On to the next, exactly.
It's on to the next. But the biggest thing is just keep trying. You can't get discouraged because a lot of my stuff just doesn't work, and I feel stupid in the moment. But you kind of have to be your biggest and worst critic and just laugh at yourself if it doesn't work, right? Because you're here to entertain. If you can't laugh at yourself as a heel, especially, it's hard to do your job and make the baby look good, right? Because that is your job as a heel, and if you can't be silly or you're too serious all the time, it's just, people notice.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, 100%. Now, what was the moment that you realized, like, you know what, I want to become a wrestler?
It's funny how it all started, and I'm a lifelong fan of wrestling, as I said. I never had told myself, like, hey, maybe we're going to try. I was just a fan. Always a fan. And I was in between jobs just after COVID. So I wasn't working. And for me, mental health is a big thing. I advocate for it all the time on my social media. So for me, just staying busy was very important at the tail end of COVID. So I had a friend who essentially was like, hey, I know you're not doing nothing. We bought a ring. Just come on down and screw around and see if you like it. I was like, wow, I would never be able to let that down if I had said no. Like, I had nothing going on. I'm sitting around on my couch. So went down, took my first bump, sat there for a minute, and I'll never forget it. I took the bump and just sat there, and I was just like looking up. I wasn't hurt or anything, but I was like, yeah, okay, I'm in. And it is, and it's a weird thing because you really, really have to love it in a weird, sick, almost perverted way, because it hurts, man. I think when I started, the biggest thing that bothered me is when people who didn't know would say something like it's fake, right? The cat's out of the bag, kayfabe's dead. It's pre-scripted. We know kind of what's going. It's a performance, right? I like to think of myself as a real-life action, what do you call it, like stuntman.
Entertainer, yeah.
I get one take. There is no redos. There is no, right? So, yeah, I just always like to stay ready and just, do what I can that way and hope for the best, really.
Exactly. Now, you got trained by Chris Chambers.
Yep.
And what is the best advice that he's given you that you take till this day?
Man, I got lucky with that. So a little bit of backstory on that. The school had posted they're doing a tryout, essentially. So come down, open tryout. I went, and I ended up winning it. So that was cool. I trained pretty hard for that, obviously. You got to, conditioning and such. But the best advice he gave me is just stay ready. If you don't know something, ask. Do not be afraid. I come from a boxing background when I was younger, so the getting ready and the camaraderie of the team aspect of training is something that I really enjoy and I kind of thrive on. So having his mentality of this is where you're going to make mistakes and this is where it's okay to make mistakes. Don't be shy. Don't be timid. Balls to the wall. Then when you go out, it's easy because you're going to train at 200% here. The match is the easy work, right? Just like in boxing, I enjoyed fighting. That sounds kind of weird to some, but if you are a boxer, you do understand that. The training and all that is the hard part. The fighting and the wrestling is because we like it, right? So, yeah, just always stay ready, be willing to learn, and I don't know anything.
Exactly. Now, which was really impressive to me when I also read this as well. I got to ask you, 250 matches under 2 years.
Yeah.
141 matches, 2025.
Yes.
How many matches have you had so far? And it's only been a week in 2026. Because how are you going to tally that?
No, so it is a lot. I've been blessed to have a few runs 2 years in a row down at the C&E. Actually, that's where we met the first year. I do believe.
Yes.
I do believe you were doing your
CCW,
doing your thing down there, right? I was just intrigued. Was it Tito Santana?
Tito Santana, and there was the Mount. Oh, you're really good. The Mountie. Yeah. Good memory.
See, I can't remember anything, but when it comes to wrestling, it's
Jerry Lawler. Was it that year too?
Yep.
Oh, that's a great year.
Yep.
And then then after that, this year was
this one we had Hercules. No.
Ted DiBiase,
Jimmy Hart,
yeah.
Warlord,
the Barbarian Bolts, yeah, and then Demolition. Wow, those are great. I think for 2 years. Wow, good job, Mike.
Look what you've been doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, so I've been lucky to do that. That's everyday work, and then I've also been blessed to go on the Canadian Death Tour, the winter tour there, and that's every night. And we're lucky as independent wrestlers here, because a lot of the time when you go to the venue, most of the time the ring and all that's kind of set up. We just show up, kick our feet up, be a little, divas about it, and kind of go about the day, then leave. But on tour, man, it's a different beast, and that really showed me the business. Right, like you're traveling. I think we were 8 of us plus a ring crew and a ref, and so we had 2 trucks and then a van with all the gear. So you're traveling, 10 hours on the road, getting to a venue, setting it up. Maybe you get an hour or 2 before showtime. I would wrestle 2 to 3 times a night, tear it all down, and then we would drive through the night to the next town, maybe sleep, and that was just rinse and repeat. So I think in 2 months I had done on that tour something like 60 matches. In 2 months. Did
you feel like a toll in your body? Do you feel it?
It's really weird because I had anticipated my body falling apart, but it's a weird thing that when the more you do it, you kind of get. It's just like going to the gym. You kind of get over that 2-month mark, and you're always sore, and you're like, I don't really want to do this crap. But you build a callus, right? And then you're kind of in the zone, and everything's kind of clicking. It's snappy, and your timing's down, and so you are sore. It's a grind. It's not meant for everybody. And I think a lot of people, I'm not going to name no names, I'm not like a hater or anything like that, but a lot of people on the independent scene who think, they're bigger than the britches, go do a tour, then come back and keep that attitude, right? Because I think it's very humbling, and you kind of really realize, like, do I want to do that? Because it's not fancy. It's not what you would think like a WWE tour is or nothing like that. To be honest with you, there's a few times we slept on a gym floor. Is that what you want? Wrestling, you know what I mean? So it was good for me though, because it showed me like, okay, you really got to start from the ground up, right? And just put the work in, and if you want it, you're going to work, and it will work out eventually, I think, but just keep working, I think is the biggest thing.
I love that. Now I got to say as well, how did you balance being on tour and also like staying in shape, working out, or just like balancing the real life in general?
On tour, it wasn't easy. I'm not going to lie. And because of where we were, it's very remote northern Ontario native reserves. So a lot of these places you can only get to via vehicle in the winter because you have to drive over the frozen lake, right? So in terms, and again, where we live, I'm blessed. I love being able to go 5 minutes in any direction and getting to go to a store, a Walmart. That's not a thing. And I will also say, we take for granted having clean drinking water. We're in Toronto right now. We were maybe 8 hours from here, and community had no water.
So just bottle, you have to buy way before a bottle of the water. And
and the way it would work there is there's certain, essentially, I would call it a conglomerate, like an IGA of sorts that has cornered the markets. So you're paying for this bottle of water, we would pay what, $1.50, maybe $2 max in Toronto?
Yeah.
Take a guess. We take one bottle.
$5, $6?
$8.
$8.
$8.
More than the actual flight if you're on a plane itself.
So you can think if water's $8, food. Kick rocks with that, right? So for me, I've been very lucky, and I'm okay with eating the same thing every day. And I eat very, I would say, not cavemanish, but very, very rudimentary. There's nothing fancy about my diet, but that's what's allowed me to stick to it and then just kind of find my way. So I was okay because I kind of just lived off like yogurt, cream of rice, and protein powder and things of that, and bread. You know what I mean? So it's not ideal. It's far from my regular nutrition, but
tour life.
What are you gonna do? Tour life, right?
Oh, so amazing.
Yeah, and then the gyms. There were some communities that would have like a community center. And there's a few times. So I had documented on like a YouTube series. I had tried to. So there's a few episodes where me and my tag partner, we were in the like Airbnb that we were in, and I just brought my like stretchy bands, and we did like a team workout just on the floor. No weights, no nothing. Just use each other to do push-ups. You hold me up, I'll hold you up. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I say this to my clients in my real job, where it's like, find a way or make an excuse. If it means something to you, you're either going to find a way to do it, or you're going to make an excuse as to why you can't. Well, I want to stay in shape, and this is important to me, so, you got to do what you got to do. And I think a lot of people, if we could just have that mentality of just trying your best always, we live in like a victim mentality now. I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's so hard, I got so much going on. We live in a great country.
Yeah.
You get to chase your dreams, right? Like, for me, nothing what I do is work. People are like, how do you always keep on the go and stuff? I love what I do. It's not work. I get to wrestle. I love that. I perform in front of people, get paid. What are we talking about? I love my job. I'm a personal trainer. I love all my clients. That's a great job. I get to change people's lives, interact with cool people. Imagine me complaining.
Yeah.
Like, I just make something of it, or die trying.
Yeah.
50 Cent.
Exactly. Like,
only not get rich, just do something with your life or die trying, I guess.
As long as you love what you do and you're happy, like, what more can you ask? And you're working like you're actually doing something that doesn't even feel like work.
It doesn't. And when people are like, when are you going to retire? To do what?
Yeah.
What the heck am I going to do?
I love it.
Like, it makes no sense. And I think, too, that's why it's important for me at my age to stay in shape. It's not like a fad. It's not just because I'm a wrestler. It's what I want to do. I want to be able to be 90 and still wipe my butt.
Couldn't have said it better.
Right?
Nowadays, you'd be lucky to even get to 90.
Man,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Like I see, some of your accomplishments as well is right here. So basically, you've won the Great Canadian Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that moment right there.
That was my first singles title. That was pretty cool, man. It was GCW, where I think we were in Aurora, Ontario. It was a fatal 4-way, I think, too. I remember it, yeah. It was just a cool feeling, man, feeling entrusted. And then, I don't know, I've been told by veterans where it's like, the belt doesn't mean anything, it's just a prop. It is, sure. But to know that they trust you and they want to kind of give you that look, like, man, I took that and I ran with it. I love it. I fed off it. I like the pressure. Some people shy away from it. I've cracked under pressure, don't get me wrong. It's hard to stay, grounded in that, but I love it, man. This is why we do it. Big bright lights. I want all the pressure, all the smoke. Let's get it.
Exactly. Now, GCW, Demand Lucha, Super Kicked, also Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
you've been all over.
That one feels good. I think that one, just that title alone for me, even though it was a battle royal, so it wasn't like a big spot on the show, I gotta say I was on an MLP show. So for me, being so young in my career, I would say MLP is arguably the biggest in Canada, definitely sure. Canadian grown anyway, by far, right? So having an opportunity to be on that, get to meet Scott, meet the crew, things of that nature, and some of the bigger names that were on that show. My coach was there, so just getting to see him do his thing live. And just some of the talent on there, and just getting to be a sponge. I think for me, that's the coolest thing. Because a few times, like Demand Lucha, I turned around, Tommy Dreamer. Whoa. And he's just sitting there. And I'm, oh shit.
Oh shit, Tommy.
Oh shit, don't do nothing. And I kid you not, the man came out to me and goes, hey, how are you? I'm Tommy. And there's been a few, like Rhino also. We did a show with Rhino last summer, and the show's done. He got paid. And he's just sitting there, 45 minutes. And he literally said to us, there's a few of us that kind of just stuck around, and he was like, hey, I'll hang around. Like, I got nowhere to be. I don't have to be anywhere. If you guys have any questions, just, ask me. Man, I soaked that up. He's talking about wrestling Eddie Guerrero and things that he learned from Eddie. And I'm trying not to, show my emotion. Because, Eddie, for me, is just one of the top characters, performers, whatever you want, right? So listening to him talk about working with Eddie and the way Eddie would call his stuff on the fly, and just... that's what I aspire to be. So to listen to that firsthand from somebody that I truly respect, it's just so cool, right? Like, I'm sure you've had moments in some of the interviews you've had.
Yeah, exactly.
The Brett, the Kurtz,
it happened a couple times as well. Like during the Brett and stuff, like you just stop while he's talking, you look, because it's a live show, so I look towards the crowd. I'm like, fuck, like wait,
this is Brett. This is I'm doing this, man.
And you get like adrenaline rush. I usually get that, like holy shit, yeah.
Man. And then watching someone like you do your thing like that I find that to be inspiring too, where it is a different thing that we're doing, but you're striving to be the best at your thing. I want to be the best at my thing. We share a thing in this wrestling thing, and man, it's cool. I just like seeing my people win. I like having somebody in yourself who supports me, I support you, we all support each other, man, and I think just not being that crab in the bucket.
Appreciate what you said. Yeah,
Hey.
You always show support all the time. Always.
I do my best, man, because it's free.
Yeah,
it's free. It doesn't cost
love,
nothing, man.
It
Like to share something to your story, I've never understood where, and even in wrestling, people, and I've heard this from people's mouths. Again, I'm not gonna,
of course,
say no names or nothing, but I'm not gonna share that because I don't want somebody to see it and not see me. And I'm just like, but if someone's gonna see you, they're probably gonna see you anyway.
Yeah.
So how about you help out a buddy?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I'm not saying you have to because you don't. But for me to share your stuff or, you know, Fury stuff or any of my other wrestling buddies stuff, it's free. It costs me nothing and it helps. So don't be an idiot. Don't be a piece of shit and help your friends.
Just support your friends. Yeah, support. Yeah.
Like, you know,
it doesn't cost
you anything.
Yeah,
man.
I don't get it.
And you never know who could see that, who could help. Like I'm a trainer, but you know, maybe you have a friend who wants to lose weight, and you're like, I know a guy, or you know. So,
which was incredible too, because you also know we're gonna get into that a little bit later as well. Is you said Ason Eastwood as well before we you started. Ason Eastwood's crazy. He was on the show here as well, and he was speaking about how he did the show with me. Somebody's seen the interview, and actually that's his new artist that he picked up because the guy watched the interview and just off that.
What do we do? Like, and that's the beautiful thing, because someone like Asun is just such a talented artist, and
I love him. Ason's great.
It's. For me, again, it's like I know him through Merciless and Fury too, I guess. But hip hop's my thing.
Yeah.
Like as we were talking to before we started, like we're hip hop heads. So if I can somehow blend my love of music and I'm passionate about music. Side note: I was a DJ and a beat maker for 10 years, and that's how I met them. Was through that kind of stuff. I had a radio show. I had Merciless and Fury up, but just to get to blend these two passions I have of music and this wrestling thing together, like even watching like a West Side Gun, not to get off topic, but like the fourth rope for me is like that's where I'd like to like either go or somehow start my own thing like that, where it's like they've mixed, and then you see Rome Streets come out and do a performance, and I'm just like,
so sick.
What is
I think Styles P one time go out there, yeah.
Like,
you know, it's funny if some people actually could say that I could actually do that, and they have the capability of doing it in the city. It has to be Fury. And it just falls into place. It just falls into
It could, because he's the one who has connections with people, you know, Styles and people like that, Ghostface and things of that, Wu-Tangs, Killer Priest and all that too, right? So, yeah,
it could happen. I think
maybe we give Fury a call after this and say, hey,
get it done.
We need this to happen.
I love
for the culture.
Yes, no, for the culture. Yeah,
man.
Exactly. Now yourself, where do you see AC Fitz in wrestling in the next 5 years? Like, what is your goal you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, what promotions or where do you want to go? Doesn't matter. Shoot for the stars.
Promotion? I mean, I don't want to give it WWE, obviously. You know what I mean? But like, that's where you want to go. That's the top. But it's cool now because it doesn't need to be either, because there are so many outlets that you can go to. TNA, AEW, there's so many, Believe Pro, there's so many. But for me, honest to God, I get asked this question too in interviews and things like that, or my coach asked me, I just want to be able to make a living doing this. Wherever that takes me, however that looks, I don't care. If I could somehow blend my passion for fitness, music, and wrestling, if I can make some money off of any one of those, I'm so happy with any one of those three. I don't care, man.
Exactly.
Just make a living. Make a living off this somehow.
Now let's talk about this as well. Now you're the owner of Fitz Academy. Mm-hmm. Now let me know about this Fitz Academy.
Man, it started out as just an idea, as most things do. That sounded stupid, but yeah, it's just something that as a personal trainer, it's kind of like my crew, my clients, my fans. It's weird to even say that, but I've got a few now, which is still very surreal, because like I'm a fan of wrestling. What do you mean you're a fan? I don't get it. But yeah, so the Fitz Academy is essentially just my group of people, the conglomerate of anyone who supports me, clients that I work out with, or just a friend, man. Like, you're part of the Fitz Academy, you know what I mean?
I got my shirt as well.
That's okay, Johnny. That's okay. You support me and I appreciate you. But yeah, it's just a movement we're trying to get to. So it's just a fitness movement, a positive mental health movement, a nerdy wrestling thing, hip hop head thing. Like, it's evolving.
It's everything.
So, yeah, it keeps changing.
Exactly. Now let's talk about as well. We're going into this part. Is this rap music, hip hop? You're into that. You said you made beats. You DJ'd for like 10 plus years. Now meeting Lord Fury, and then obviously it cast it over to, like you said, Ason, this, that. Then obviously I met yourself. I met you as well. Let's talk about that as well. Just the whole impact.
So. Okay, so we'll take it from the beginning, then I'll try and do this as quick as possible.
Do it.
While DJing, I was working with an artist called Anthony Champion, shout out Champ, and he was recording music at Merciless' place, the Tabernacle. If you know what that is, it's a Pretty cool place, historically wise, in Toronto hip hop. Have you ever been there? Go. So I went with Champ because I was his tour DJ at the time. So he was going and recording music. And the coolest thing ever, have you ever been?
Yeah, one time, yes.
So if you're sitting in the engineer chair, right, you're sitting in the computer, and I was sitting, and I was talking to Merciless, and I just looked up, and there's a picture on that wall, if you've been there, it's Styles P sitting in that chair.
Yep.
And for me, the locks and like that type of hip-hop rap with like bars and like substance is like my shit.
Like real New York. Like,
so to really look up and just casually go,
holy shit.
He's literally was sitting in this chair.
Yeah.
I was just, oh man, that's so cool. And then fast forward, we did a show, and then I had Merciless up to my old radio show. He's like, can I bring my friend? Pat, come on up. And it ended up being Fury. So there's a picture, I'll try and find it somewhere, of them up at my old radio station, and we're just talking hip hop and stuff like that. Then fast forward, that was maybe like 2012, maybe not, somewhere in there. Fast forward to my very first live wrestling match. Lord Fury was my manager.
I see the clip he posted the other week.
He posted that. And for me, the only reason, Fury, so you know, the only reason I did not repost it is because it's embarrassing for me. Not in like a bad way, not at all. But like your first match, it's just so hard to watch because you, in the moment, you're like, oh, I'm fucking killing it. And then you watch it and I just, oh my God.
You can't,
It's like, but it is what it is. Like, everyone's got to start somewhere. You had your first interview. I'm sure.
I can't watch it.
Respectfully, it might have been.
No, like, I get that. Sometimes like, I watch some old stuff. I'm like, I can't fully watch it. Like, done.
That's happened to me many times with a few matches where I'm just like, oh God, what was that? But yeah, so he managed my first match, and we've just kept in contact and seeing what you guys are doing with all of your stuff. And then I see him at every show I go to.
Everything.
That man does not miss a big show, whether it be Destiny, MLP Ice. He was like
everywhere.
Where is that man not, right? So the C&E, he was down, like everything. He's everywhere. So shout out my guy Fury, man. He's just a good dude. He's helped me with a lot of things behind the scenes, and without saying too much, we got some stuff. Cool.
Yeah, he's good for sure. Now, give me because you're a hip hop head as well. You love hip hop, rap, all this stuff. Give me your Mount Rushmore. Hip hop artist.
How are you gonna make me do that, Johnny? Okay. All time in no particular order because I just could not do that. I'm gonna go Big L, Method Man, DMX. I like current. I don't. Around Mount Rushmore, it's tough because like I could swap as you could. It depends on the mood and what I'm doing. Right. If I'm in a gym mood, it's this. If I'm angry at somebody, it's that. Right. So I would go. We're gonna go local. So I would go Danielson. And Sazy, my guy Sazy. He actually, so side note, I went on my first hip hop tour with Sazy and Peter Jackson. Yeah. So I've been knowing him for a while and just watching what he's done with like Xavier Woods and Mega Ran. Just again, bridging this really nerdy thing of wrestling and hip hop. So if you don't know, my guy Sazy did, him and Mega Ran did the entrance walkout song for the New Day, which was also debuted at last year's WrestleMania. Wow. So for me as a fan and a friend of Sazy to be watching that and hear his fucking voice, I was just, my Sharon, I was so happy for him, man, and just...
That's what it's all about, being happy for your actual friend.
Yeah, and he's just a dope artist, more than anything, and he's one of the hardest working people, so, yeah, shout out Sazy. That's my guy.
Now, what did the love of music come for you? Because obviously we talked wrestling for a good bit here, but now when it came to music, I could just tell that you have a spark.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of music. I can't tell you like where. I don't think my parents were really into like anything. Like my mom listened to like Rod Stewart and Billy Ray Cyrus, right? So for me, that's not my thing. My dad kind of rock and roll-y type stuff. So for me, I really got into old soul and blues when I got into beat making. My influences there like Primo and Large Professor, Pete Rocks. So sampling old records, if you don't know what that is, go do some homework. Essentially taking parts of old vinyl records, chopping it up, moving pieces around, playing on an MPC, and replaying hip hop. So when my grandfather had passed, he was really big into record collecting, but also blues and jazz specifically. If you know who DJ Premier is and a lot of the stuff that they picked from the early like Jazz Mataz albums and pretty much everything that they did as Gangstar, right, is heavily jazz and blues influenced. So I was like, oh shit, Gramps passed, left me all the records, and I had put that together like, oh, this is it. Like, so I spent probably the next 5 years just literally going through all of my grandfather's old records, making beats, and just doing that. So I think when I got into making music would be really like when I thought it was something I would want to try, maybe. So probably 10-ish years, 15 years ago, maybe, somewhere in there.
Wow.
But, yeah.
You named some Canadian artists as well. You just said Daniel's son as well. Like, who are some guys right now that, like, just say Canadian? So I can't even say Toronto because there's a lot of people are like, I believe he moved now, was it to Calgary or he's somewhere? Yeah. So a lot of people are just like, all over. Like, who are some Canadian artists now to your, like, you know, I just like, or what they're doing? Like, obviously, Ason and Lord Juco have an album that just came out. Like, there's a lot of
Juco too, man.
Something different. He's
being British. Like, my father's born in England, right? So soccer and football, if you will, is pretty big. So when Juco was dropping the Death of the Derby stuff, and he was literally, and I remember we were talking to, he's a cool guy, but just talking like, yo, where did you get these clips? He had like Maradona doing this one-off spinner Rooney, and and then he raps about what he's done. Before I even realized, I was just, because I'm a soccer fan, so I was just like, he had this old clip and I was just intrigued. But then I got to listening to his bars and he's literally rapping about what this.
Like Mind Boy.
Because again, nowadays it's I'm not gonna waste time just like shit talking people, but there's like just a lot of stuff just because I can rap, I'm gonna.
It's nothing authentic.
You know, so when someone comes up with like a very creative, original concept, man, I just gotta support that, man. I gotta, because it's hard out here to make a living off of entrepreneurship, right? Like, as a performer, I got my stuff, you know, there's selfish plugs here, but we're trying our best to just make a living, and it's hard. So if we can get a little support and help my people, like, why not? Oh, man.
Exactly. You said that you're a soccer fan as well, like English Premier fan or just in
Big
general?
Time. So really? My family is from Manchester, born and raised.
United or City fan?
Oh. Johnny, we are united, baby. Glory, glory. When my grandfather passed, we actually took his ashes back to Old Trafford, and he is poured at if you ever look at the front of Old Trafford, I now that I'm on the spot, I don't know the actual players, but there's two players in a statue at the front. There's a picture of my uncle kind of leaving my grandfather there. So when people ask, why are you a United fan? I did not have a choice. That is where we are from. Red or blue, we are red all the way, baby.
Exactly. Because my brother loves Man City. Well, sometimes I ask him, like, is it because, you know, after they got like Aguero, like Jack, whatever, they got money. They got money. Then
because that's
before that, were they even fans before that?
Because that bothers me. That's when, like, when Tom Brady and the Patriots are just smoking. Oh, I'm a Patriots fan. Were you a fan when it was Drew Bledsoe?
Yeah.
No. So this whole Tom, like, you know, so I support that. Like, we've been asked for a couple years now. Like, but. I can't.
No, but Coach Alex to me is like by far he's the best coach ever.
Fergie is probably man.
Ever.
Have you ever watched the Beckham documentary?
I have. Yes.
Oh,
it's too good.
Listening to him talk to a young David Beckham and how he's just able to just wrangle him in from losing it and I think that's where for me finding Superkicked has just been like a blessing because it's given me a place to like wrangle all my thoughts and ideas and I have all this energy and his coach is just like. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and just listen, right? Yeah. So, that's
a lot of people talk. Even Ronaldo as well. Like he speaks high praise of him. Everybody, like he's just that dude. Yeah. Right.
I think it would be like if I could kind of compare him to somebody, it would be like a Jimmy Hart. And the reason I say this, I have a very cool Jimmy Hart story that I just have to tell, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so we're at the C&E. Me and Jimmy are at the merch table, and then the show started. So there's a match going on, and a young fan had come up, and I'll never ever forget this. Jimmy, oh my God, Jimmy, like losing his shit. Can I get your autograph? And in retrospect, who the heck is gonna question or be bothered by Jimmy Hart signing an autograph? Nobody. But what he did was one of the most honorable and classy things ever. He kindly stood up, shook this young man's hand and said, I would love to do this for you, but I don't want to be disrespectful to the two people in the ring performing. So if you could, when they're done, come back. Wow. And he just said it so just chill and respectful. And I could tell that the kid didn't quite understand, but his dad, I could tell he had the same like moment as I did, like, whoa, like you don't have to, but you do because you respect it. So for me, that I took that from Jimmy, and he would be kind of like the Fergie of me, and because I met him the year before at the CCW too, and then he came back this year, and I just kind of got to like shoot the shit with him, and he's just a cool dude, man, just willing to offer, like working with Hulk Hogan and all of this stuff. Classic. And it's just that you can't make that up, and the stories and the information and just situational things as a performer, man, that's you can't put a price on stuff like that, right? So.
And before we started as well, we're saying about your love for video games.
Big time. I'm a
Yeah.
nerd. Oh, yeah.
Let's
Big
talk now.
time.
If you give me now as well, because we could be here all day. If you could sum up for us now, give me your top 5 best games. Or like, what is your favorite game?
My favorite game all time, I would say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wow,
I think
okay.
that is the
Wow.
best video game ever made. But then we're going to quickly go. I got Grand Theft in there, obviously.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. And then I'm a...
So more newer gen. Not newer gen, but like,
Oh, if we're going to go old school, then...
Or just in general.
Well, because I grew up...
with that gen. Yeah, with
Yeah,
that,
I'm in 80s. I was born in 87, so I mean, like, I grew up with original Nintendo. Super NES was big, so I mean, like, the Duck Hunts and
Oh, yeah.
the
I mean, yeah, those, yeah,
Marios,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, yeah, for me, the biggest one was
Redemption's great. Wow.
PlayStation 1, the original London Grand Theft Auto, the 2D over-the-top view one.
That's like old
I remember playing that.
school.
Yeah, man. That got me into video games. Just like having the free to like.
Do
This is
anything,
gonna
yeah,
sound
yeah,
really
yeah,
weird,
yeah.
and maybe, but like to like kidnap and shoot people, and like I was probably like 12.
And that's the greatest thing ever.
Like,
I mean,
wait,
you're thinking, this is cool. Like, holy shit.
And then you get into when I was in like grade 9, San Andreas came out,
Yeah.
and it's like the realism of that. I don't know why, but just like I remember going to class the next day, and it's like you had to bench press, and then he got bigger, and if you ate food, he got bigger, and if you didn't eat, he got smaller. And I was like, whoa, what now? So yeah, Grand Theft Auto, 2K, NFL, I like too, so sports, but
Those were the. Yeah, exactly.
GoldenEye. Because y'all got it good. Because back in the day when you had to play multiplayer GoldenEye, screen peeking, the youngins don't know nothing about the screen peeking. So, yeah, definitely GoldenEye.
I love it. Now we're going to bring it down back to this now. How important, we talked about mental health, just a few questions before that. How important is mental health to you?
Very, very, very. I try not to get emotional on this topic because it is something for me personally that's like a main driver in everything that I do and everything I talk about, the things I try to inspire upon people, and just the way I carry myself as a man mostly too, right? Without going too much into it, I struggled for years with substance abuse, alcohol, cocaine. So for me, going through all of that and almost taking my life and coming out of that with the vulnerability, because again, at my age growing up, I know my family loved me, but as a man, you're not supposed to talk about feelings when we're growing up. Like, don't be soft and ugh. And I know now, like going back to therapy and stuff, that was probably some of the most detrimental stuff as a man that I have ever experienced. It set me up for a lot of anger and stuff like that. So going through all of that, and that's my quick story there. So now coming back into personal training and meeting people, whether it be in wrestling or my career, that have also have substance abuse problems or mental health, suicide awareness, all of this. Most men go through this stuff, right? And most men that I have come in contact with find like, oh, like you too? What? And it's, you know, for me, that, like you were saying, like retire. I'm gonna retire. I'm changing people's lives for the better. So it's in a way, therapy taught me it's okay to be selfish because I'm healing myself by helping other people, right? So for me, it's just a give. I give to them, but they also give back to me. So mental health is big. I think if, especially as men, if we continue to talk, be there for one another. Just talking. I think that's the main thing. You don't have to go in depth about anything, but just knowing that there's people that care, and you got a shoulder to talk to. So
Exactly. What's the biggest lesson that you took from that everything that you've been through? What's the biggest lesson?
man, just to love yourself. Life isn't easy, man. Life's is what I always say, right? We're very, how do you say, like, we're not in control of most of our life. Like, when we think that we are in control, it's death or disease or sickness is something that can, like, that can be taken away, right? So the biggest thing, I think, just love yourself and find what you like and be unapologetic. Be nice and kind to people, obviously, but I've had many people, family members, tell me, don't start wrestling at that age. That's a bad idea. Well, I enjoy it, so not hurting nobody other than my own back, right? So for me, it's just, if you like it and you're passionate and you have conviction, follow your heart. You can never go wrong.
Exactly.
Like, I genuinely, unless it's something malicious, of course, but just follow your heart, be kind. Do the best you can, man.
And especially like health is basically like you can have whatever amount of money that you have in the world.
But you got no health.
Yeah. Health is the most wealthiest thing you can have.
It is. But and think, time. I can get my money back. I can go make some more money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sufficient in making money. I think of myself as like a hustler in that sense. Like, I can do these things, but time is gone. I don't get it back, right? So as we get older, you know, I'm sure you've had a family member pass or something, or a loved one or a friend or something that's just like, oh.
Hits you like
I don't have another go at this. So if I'm going to waste my time and let my health and mental health, even physical and mental, deteriorate, I've seen it to where clients come to me and they're like, my doctor said I got like 2 months to live. I gotta make a change, right? So for me, it's just more for my mental health, keeping a ritual and keeping on like a very regimented schedule that keeps me on point and feeling like I have something to get up to. Because as a man, if you don't have something to chase and you're just waking up kind of going through it, you're gonna struggle. And then that's where I was. I didn't have anything I wanted to do, or just, and it was just waking up, kind of going through the motions. And then I found wrestling and got into being a personal trainer, and that saved my life. 100%.
Better place, exactly. Now, if there's somebody that's going through something right now, if you give them like some kind of words of encouragement that whatever you've been through to get through themselves, what would it be?
Give me one more day. And I mean, my father had said that to me too, because I spoke to him about suicide and all that, and he just simply said, give me one more day. If you feel like that tomorrow, we'll deal with it then. And then even with alcoholism and substance abuse and that, man, that shit ain't easy to kick, right? So I literally just had to have that mentality. I just got to get through today, man. Just go through today. Don't get yourself... Because for me, when I don't have something to do is when my mind...
Of course, because you're not busy.
Just goes and goes, and I'm worrying about, like, the girl that dumped me in grade 8. Like, what
we
are
all do. Same thing. I got to keep busy
here,
myself,
man?
or else your brain just... Yeah.
So when people ask me, how do you do it? My response is, how do you not? Like, and I'm not saying everyone has to be so... go, because as I'm sure you know, there's probably times where you're like, I could use a little bit of a break, but what is that? I love what I do, so it's not, but there has to be. I don't like to use the word balance, because if you really want to be great at something, you can't have balance. It has to be all in or not. I genuinely believe that, but you have to listen to your body's going to tell you when it's like, I got to kind of pull back a bit or have a nap. Maybe you just need a nap and some water or something, But yeah, just listening to my body and just trying to just put the best foot forward, whether that be professionally, in the ring, with my career, friends, relationships, like just be a good person.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned that quite a few times as well. I can tell it's very important to you now. How important is family to you?
Big. I have a big tattoo on my side there, family first, forever and always. I think without family, we are nothing. My father immigrated to this country from England when he was 16, so the stories that my grandfather told me and my brother growing up was, that's all he got. That's all I had. I didn't know nobody in this country, so all we had was us, right? So it's a very immigrant-minded mentality for me of just, these are my people. I have to take care of them. Who else, right? So yeah, family is big, because and it's weird because family doesn't have to be blood. And I've learned that too, because now I have my wrestling family. And the amount of time that I spend with some of these people is more than my actual family. Like when you're on tour, it's 2 months, you don't get no time away. Like, I'm traveling with you, I'm sleeping with you, I work with you. Sometimes we're sleeping in the same room with people. Like, so you gotta like your people. Exactly. So family's big, yeah.
And I guess as well, I always like to give during my show like flowers and respect. I give you respect for it as well. Not that many people will come on my show, usually do, but open up like you did. And especially I want to big up yourself doing this for such a long time, 10 years of music. Now this wrestling as well, like just kudos off to you, and keep doing you as well. And
well, you keep doing you, Johnny, because I think with people like you staying inspirational and you don't stop. I see that and I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get, like, all right, I got to do more because he's working. I'm not going to let you outwork me. So, friendly way.
Of course, yes. Now, I got to ask you a question is this as well. What has wrestling taught you?
Oh, my Lord. I've never been asked that question. I would say the biggest thing is believe in yourself. 2 reasons. 1, you're never going to get anywhere. If you don't believe in yourself, how am I going to ask you to? You don't believe in yourself, Tyler. What do you want me to believe in? And second, as a character, if I don't seem believable in what I'm saying and say things with conviction, as a fan, what are you buying into? Right? So be yourself, be authentic, try hard. Exactly. Try real hard.
If there's like, say now a youngin that is looking at you and say, hey, when I grow up, I want to be a wrestler like AC Fitz. What is your advice to them to become a wrestler?
Don't. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I don't know if I'm the one to be giving that advice, but what I would say in my short time is you are going to have to go above and beyond. Whatever you thought was working hard, you will quickly realize that ain't shit. Because at the end of the day, there are tens of thousands of people that want to be a professional wrestler. What sets you apart?
Different, yeah.
So you got to be different. You have to be okay with being laughed at, ridiculed, told you're no good. The amount of times that I was told I'm not good and I should not do this by other people is astonishing. I don't really understand it, because if that's how I felt about somebody, I would just keep it to myself. But when I was on my first winter tour, Chris Thorne, he's like, all right, you're going out. And he hands me a mic. I'm in gorilla position, getting ready, doing my little warm up. Hands me a mic. I'm like, oh, fuck. I go, okay. I'll never forget this. He goes, you're either going to make it here today or you're never coming back, kid. I was like, what? What? He goes, get out there and cut a promo. You're either going to make it or you're going to break it and you're never coming back to my work for my company. I was like, music hits. Okay. Went out, did my thing. It wasn't the best, you know what I mean? Match was, yeah. But when I came back, and this is where I think, for me, just being open and honest with myself. He came back. He goes, all right, promo. I was like, you're going to come back and work for me next year, he says, but your wrestling is shit, kid. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah. And he goes, but it's okay, because you get it. I was like, what? He's like, you get how to interact, because a lot of the things I've seen with new talent is they get very nervous. So when they're in the ring, they're just focused on my opponent. Yeah. That's not who I'm working for. I'm working for everybody. So if I'm not doing my thing, you're not really getting it, right? So I was like, okay, I can work with that. I'm shitty, but I can get better. You can't teach certain things, right? You either have work ethic or you don't. I can't teach that to my clients. So it's like, you're supposed to be in here at this time. You didn't show up. I can't teach you how to do that. So for me, it was like, okay, I can get better at wrestling. I just have to put in the work. Like, as a lifelong fan, I think that's also what helps me too, is I've been around the business without being in it. Like, as a lifelong fan, I've studied tapes, I've done all that without wanting to be a performer. So now when it came time to do it, like, I have all of this in my head just floating around anyway, right? So I think for me, just being willing and open to knowing I don't know anything and just go.
Perfectly. Couldn't have said it better.
Going. Yeah.
Now, yourself, as we're winding down now as well here, we're almost at the end of this. Now, I like to call it the fan questions. Like, they don't judge, but you never know. People, they love to hear this. Is this. If there could be before, as I said, 4-on-4, let's say a faction, NWO, you have X-Pac, you have Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and as well you got Hogan. Now, first you, right now, but now you can't pick like actual supers like The Rock, Stone Cold.
Okay.
That are in your same industry or same, just in general.
So are we doing like indies?
Yeah, why not? Yes.
Okay.
So you and 3 other guys.
So I got 3 people to take
to go against Prime Time, NWO.
Man, okay. Oh boy, okay. I'm gonna take big body Rex Atkins just because he's a big boy. I don't need some meat. A big boy in there to just hold me down. And then I would go. Oh, that's a good question, Johnny. Now people are gonna be like, why didn't you pick me, right? I would take my man Jax. He's just a big powerhouse. Have you seen that man? He's just huge, good dude, and he can fight. So I'm gonna take him.
And one more.
Man, it's gonna be tough. Cody Uno Ocho.
Wow.
And the reason I say that is because he's one of the most fieriest, wiriest people I've ever met in my life. If you've ever seen him, hey, you probably saw him at the CCW, I think, at the CNE there. Yeah, he's just a fiery little no shit from nobody type of guy. So, yeah.
That cast for that.
Yep.
Exactly.
So I got Rex, Jax, and Cody Uno Ocho.
Against, NWO, why not? Let's go.
Let's get it. I think we have a good shot.
Yeah, why not?
I think so.
Let's go this now. Dream match for you. You versus anybody. Now, from the past or present, has to be one.
One of each?
Yep. One past and one present.
Man. Oh, man.
Now you could dream for the stars.
Okay, so for the past, I think for me, it would be a Rob Van Dam.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He was the first. Side note again, then quickly, where I used to live, my father, statute of limitations here, used to sell the illegal black boxes in the complex we used to live.
Those are fantastic.
Everyone used to come over and watch like the boxing and stuff in our garage and all that. So one day I was just flipping around and I got a Buffalo channel and it was an ECW show.
That's why I love.
And I was used to at the time our North American very
whatever
fluffy generic type.
Yeah.
And I saw RVD and Jerry Flynn, and I was like, "What the was that?"
Next level, yeah.
Right? And now, so Rob Van Dam, I think, would be just somebody I think not like I stylistically match up with him at all, but just
cause.
Yeah, just cause. And then now, I think for me, who do I want to work? I got a few, just because they're what I would consider to be closer to the top of like an Ontario indie. I would like to go Tarek. Get Tarek in there. Who else do I think? I'd like to go with Jax. I think us two together would just beat the piss out of each other to be a damn good match. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Leave there, exactly. Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
I knew that was coming. How many do I get? What's on there?
Well, I mean, if you're special like Brett, he did 5 go. That's Brett. But I mean, you got
No, I got to do 4. I'm not doing that. I want no
Brett's
smoke.
special.
Yeah. Mount Rushmore. Okay. RVD.
RVD fan, I could sense.
I'd put Brett in there. I genuinely like. Not just because you were talking about it like that, but just stylistically, the way he talks and the way he plans and is very meticulous with everything, I think. And then to that, then can I get it like a 4.5?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Jake the Snake, and the only reason I say
Jake the
Jake
Snake,
Roberts
yeah.
is because again, I did a show. You may not know him, Sin Bodhi. Maybe not. He was trained by Jake. So I got to just pick his brain and listen to Jake's stories in the car. So it was just listening to him and the way that Jake would go about his psychology for planning matches. Everything made sense. Like there isn't just now you get flippy stuff for just the sake of doing a cool sport, which is cool. I'm not here to show people, but why did you do that? That's the biggest thing my coach always asked me. Why did you just do that? Because it was cool. Who cares? It doesn't make sense. Like it's not. So he was just talking about how Jake would really put all of this thought into everything he did. So Jake will be on there just strictly psychology and smarts. What am I at? 2.5?
3.
3?
Yeah.
And I got one more. I tried to sneak it in there. I would say Stone Cold.
Yeah,
just because, I mean, that's
besides Brett's my favorite. Yeah.
the meat and potatoes of the Raw era for us, right? So
Greatest of all time, perhaps.
Who doesn't want to punch their boss? Actually, I like my boss. My boss is watching this, but
Exactly. I gotta ask you this last question is this. Also, thanks so much for being on the show. We're gonna do it again for sure, 100%.
Hey, anytime,
I
my
gotta
brother.
ask you this now. Is this when it's all said and done? What do you want the fans to remember AC Fitz as?
What do I want fans to remember me by? Somebody who just honestly has tried their best and stopped caring about what other people think and just tried to chase a dream. 7-year-old dream. That's what I always say. I made a post the other day. I'm just trying to make the 7-year-old me proud because I always just wanted Brett shades. So when, as a performer now, I always try to make one child's day, whether that be giving him a whistle, a bandana, giving him a moment of time, anything, because that's what I would have wanted, right? So, yeah.
If I could add one more thing now is this. You said 7-year-old. If you go back and tell a 7-year-old Fitz something right now, like as you know how life evolved, like what would you tell him so he prepares himself?
Ooh, hang on tight. Life is gonna life. But I think for me, my grandfather would always, and it's kind of cliche and corny, but for me, it's very real. A calm sea doesn't make a good sailor. So for me, I had to go through all of this in the moment. Seemed like the craziest, most crazy shit ever. But that's who I am now. And without going through that, I wouldn't have my work ethic, my resilience, anything. So, yeah, just do your thing, try hard. Don't be a piece of shit. Inspire somebody. Go out and try and inspire somebody because you never know. For me, if I've had a kid come up to me and just say, hey, I want to be a wrestler because of you. And I almost cried. I kid you not. Like, I never did this for fame or anything other than just loving it. So now to have somebody like that and having people spend their money on my merch, it's to me, it's just, I don't get it. I don't think I deserve it, but thank you. You know, keep buying my stuff. You know, but genuinely from the bottom of my heart, just thank you to everyone who supported this crazy dream of mine, and we keep on rocking, baby. That's it.
Exactly. Now, where can the people find you as well? What is next for AC Fitz?
I'm just on social medias, AC Fitz _ pro wrestler on the Instagram, Facebook as well, YouTube page as well, Coach Fitz. And then what's next for me? I think my plan for this year will be just kind of getting better, honing my craft. 141 matches last year. I'm sore. That's a lot on the body. So I think
Body's still kicking though.
we're still going, baby. We're trying. Yep. But I think for this year, we're just going to practice. We're still doing shows. We're still taking bookings, but we're just going to kind of dial it back. My goal for this year is just quality over quantity. I just want to be a little more selective and just bigger production, bigger companies, and just get better.
Couldn't have said better. AC Fitz.
Nah, man. Johnny Pro. Love you, baby.
We'll do it again, 100%.
Thank you so much.
Until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we're out.